to the Daily Grind. My name is Kelly Johnson. I'm so excited to all you listeners to record another episode for you to hear this week. We have a special guest on tonight. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce her. She's newlywed to the Chicago area from small town southern central Illinois. Law office all-star who is a team player in tax, administration, reception. Work in progress to be a living legend like her husband, Brian Ruehlmann. Woo. Overall, great person to have on our podcast for episode 14. So without further ado, Amy Ruehlmann, welcome. Woo!
Yay! Hey, Kelly.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going well. Very well. It's the end of a long Wednesday, and it's cold and it's rainy out and I'm inside, so it's going well.
Yeah, today is like hump day. We're recording a day early for you listeners, just make sure we have it live for Thursday. But yeah, like Amy said, awful outside weather conditions. I think we finally hit the winter-ish weather or end of fall.
It snowed this morning.
It snowed. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Snow on the ground. When I was walking to work on the playground by my house, there was snow.
Did you plan ahead for the snow, or did you have do you have snow gear prepared just in case?
I do, but I'm from the country, and so we don't really get salt on our roads, and we don't get our roads plowed. So we're used to dealing with inches and inches of snow building up. Mm-hmm. So this little amount of snow doesn't bother me.
Yeah, me either. I was able to walk to work. I got a little soaked, but that's okay. No big deal. Just yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Going on the snow topic, are you a big snow person, or winter, or are you more summer, spring?
Summer and spring for sure. Fall's my favorite season, just because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. But winter and the snow and the slush are not fun. Mm-hmm. And now living in the city and having to walk to work and that stuff, it's going to be super not fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was just going to ask you, from transitioning to city living, how does it feel? Is it, you get to walk to work, so you get steps in, you get to meet that Fitbit goal, basically. I do that all the time, too. Do you enjoy city life, or?
I do. I really like living in the city. I like walking everywhere, especially looking at the Chicago traffic as I'm walking by. I don't need that in my life. It's so scary. People honk at each other all the time. Mm-hmm. And if you're walking, you don't have to deal with any of that. So I usually call my parents on the way to and from work. Mm-hmm. So it's a nice little 15-minute chat. Yeah. Takes your mind off of the walk. And it's only about 15 minutes, like I said, to get from door to door. So not bad.
That's true, yeah. I walk to work, too, and listen to music or listen to podcasts. You can listen to Daily Grind. Really cool. Really cool stuff.
So true. You need to get some earbuds. Mm-hmm. I'm told those are the shish.
Yeah, Christmas is coming up, so I might get earbuds soon. I'm still on the old school ones with the wires. I guess you can call them old school.
Well, they don't think you have to have Bluetooth for those. So Bluetooth, if your Bluetooth goes out and you have your earbuds, you're out of luck. So
yeah, that's true. Kind of spotty in some areas because there's so many people down here. Mm-hmm. Very congested.
So true.
I've heard stories that you can lose them, or if you lose one bud, you're done.
Right.
Basically.
Right. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not worth it. Although it would be difficult for someone to mug you and steal your earbuds right out of your ears. So at least you have that going for you with earbuds.
That's true.
You never know in Chicago.
Things are, it's pretty crazy down here. You gotta fight for yourself. I know a little bit of self-defense. I used to teach kickboxing back in the day in college.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was the one of many jobs I did during the summer, during the school year, just to make money to pay for college tuition.
Kick someone's butt.
Yeah, I used to work.
Awesome.
Yeah, I used to kick someone's. I didn't physically kick people. I taught them punches and kicks. But long story short, I used to, on top of teaching tennis and an internship I had, I taught they have 9 Round Fitness, which is like a franchise. They have multiple locations throughout the U.S. And I taught one of the gyms in Madison. And it's a 9-round. It's a really great workout. 30-minute workout. You go through 9 rounds. So you go 2 to 3 minutes at a different bag or different spots. You work the abs, upper body, lower body. Really great workout. And then kick-ass music in the background, led by yours truly or whoever the instructor was.
Awesome.
At the gym when you went. So really good stuff. But yeah, I learned like different like side kicks. You get to do the bay. You get to do the you get to do core. You get to do everything. I learned how to do the hand wraps. So I was like
Rocky.
Yeah, like Rocky basically. I throw in some of the Rocky music every so often.
I've never seen Rocky actually.
Oh,
I've only seen bits and pieces.
We need to watch it again soon.
We could dabble.
Definitely motivational.
Go Rocky.
Go Rocky. I love those old school movies. Like the Remember the Titans or any of those like sports ones.
Yeah, my husband Brian made me watch We Are Marshall the other week.
Oh, that's a really good one.
It was really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like really sad. And then the ending wasn't like, the true ending wasn't like super happy either.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good movie. I wouldn't watch it again, but it was good.
Or maybe we'll watch it down the road. You never know.
Perhaps. I'm told I have really bad taste in movies.
Oh, no.
Because I didn't like The Dark Knight. Which apparently is a good movie, but I was just like kind of over it, and it was late, and it's really long, and I just wasn't that into it. I thought the first one was better. The first one in that series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, The Dark Knight, the Batman movies, those ones are fun. I like going to the Six Flags and riding those rides.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun.
Like the Batman one, but not the Dark Knight's kind of, that one's more of like a family fun ride versus more of a thrill seeker. So I wasn't super big into the roller coaster. So we're kind of on the same page, basically.
Right. Basically the same person.
Have you seen any other movies recently or ones that are just coming out?
So we went and saw The Joker a couple weeks ago, and Joaquin Phoenix did an awesome job portraying the Joker. He lost, I read an article, he lost 50 pounds to play that role. And he is so thin. Spoiler alert. He is so thin. You see all his ribs.
Oh, man.
Like, when he's sitting on his couch. Like, I mean, it's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the mental state he had to go into to, like, play that role. Really good performance by him. Whether or not it's, like, a great film, you know, critics we'll decide that, I think.
Was it more, did they have a lot of the action-based, like, scenes similar to, like, those Batman movies? Or was it more just kind of a story that's telling about the Joker and his state, his mental,
Right, definitely the latter. So there wasn't a ton of action. And I heard someone say it's similar to Taxi Driver, but a bit more fast-moving. That old movie with Robert De Niro. Mm-hmm. And it is. So it's kind of like getting in the Joker's mind and how the Joker came to be such a messed up villain. Mm-hmm. So, and in that sense, I can see the critics who say that it's promoting people going off the deep end and, you know, seeking vengeance on their adversaries. So in that way, I see the critics with that, but at the same time, it's a movie. There are movies that have done that before, so who knows what movie's going to make what lunatic snap next? You really can't decide.
Yeah, there's
That's dark. Sorry, Kelly.
Tons of movies out there. Yeah, we like to keep it real. Actually, I have another spoiler question alert. Do you think there's going to be a sequel?
They made so much money with this. There is no way they're not going to have a sequel. Mm-hmm. Although Joaquin Phoenix is a true artist, I feel like, when it comes to acting. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if Joaquin will be in it, but
someone else
might take on that role because he's in makeup a lot in the movie. So if they just went straight to the Joker without any flashbacks of who he was as a person, you could pretty easily cast someone else to do that, like as dedicated of an actor, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Interesting. We'll see what happens down the road. We'll see if he wins a ton of awards too, with his acting performance.
He might.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I've heard lots of hype. I need to go out and watch that movie, or watch it online or something.
Maybe at some point. I mean, movies go online so quickly nowadays. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to wait very long. I really want to see Downton Abbey. My mom and I watched Downton Abbey, like the whole series all the way through. So I really want to see what they've done with that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not hooked on any TV shows, and like we've mentioned before, the weather's not good. It's not the best outside, so I'm staying inside a little bit more cozy, drinking warm beverages. Now that the Steptober is over, woo, woo, woo.
It's awful.
So, yeah, yours truly, Kelly, your host, has officially accomplished Sober October. I did not cheat any of the days. I was 100% 30 days sober, which is really crazy if you think about it. Yeah.
It's a long time.
It's a long time. Like, any of those 30-day challenges, whether it's like Sober October or just like doing something for 30 days straight. I've seen a lot of like fitness things where you like do how many push-ups a day for 30 days, or holding a plank, or doing whatever, or sticking to some kind of ritual or like performance. Like it takes a lot of time and focus and commitment. Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. I know for Lent, I gave up alcohol 1 year.
Oh, wow.
So that was 40 days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was really difficult. I wouldn't say I drink a lot, but I like to have 1 or 2 glasses of wine when I come home at night from work, and just to like kind of decompress, or drink a glass of wine while I'm making dinner, something like that. And so not having it for over a month was really difficult. And I don't know how pregnant people do it. But I mean, really, if you think about it, like back in the day, they didn't know alcohol hurt the baby, and they like all drank, and like everyone turned out fine. So really, how bad is it?
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's really good.
As long
point.
as you're not like drinking in excess. I'm not saying I'm gonna do that because I'm not pregnant, and nor do I plan to be for a few years.
Yeah.
But people did it all the time. People lived. So,
yeah, I'm
just
not
throwing
sure.
that out there, doctors.
Yeah, even too. Yeah, not just alcohol, but other like different foods you eat or things that you drink. Like those, like back in the day, no one had the science behind that, or like doctors didn't prescribe like you shouldn't eat this or that. But now people are starting to do it, like, oh, you shouldn't. Or even too, I saw like an ad for like using some kind of deodorant, like. Yeah, like
I've seen that.
A natural one versus like a non-natural one.
But how well does the natural one work, really?
Yeah.
Like,
how well does it work, and then how well is your typical one? Like, how is that going to affect the baby? I don't know.
Yeah. There's so many things you're not supposed to do now, like that they've told you when you're pregnant. You can't eat soft cheeses, so no queso. You're not allowed to eat lunch meat.
Oh, wow.
I know this because I had a coworker who was pregnant at my last job in Champaign. I mean, just so many restrictions. It sounds terrible. I am not ready to embark on that life anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm still, I'm not there yet.
No, it's just like, I want my queso, I want my margarita.
Yeah,
with my queso.
Yeah, I want the queso margarita, like Thirsty Thursday, like Taco Tuesday, like you name it.
Right. All about that life.
Forever young.
Yes, seriously.
But yeah, so I accomplished Sober October. Key takeaways from this: I don't know if I'm gonna ever do it again. I'd never say never, but it could be something I'm not 100% focused on doing. So it might take some time. But anyone else that's out there that is thinking about doing Sober October or has other reasons or other challenges, go for it. 100% go for it. If you're mine and you want to increase your willpower or gain confidence and or even take on some intense challenge, like just do it. Anything's possible, and like I said, I accomplished it, so that means you can accomplish what you focus on.
What you put your mind to.
What you put your mind to it. I listened to like the Joe Rogan podcast, and I think they got through theirs pretty easy. But then again, too, they're all professionals out there, and they have their own trainers and their own other people, so they're
not real people.
Yeah, they're not real people. I'm a real person.
I can attest. She's a real person.
And then also, too, this episode, we're actually recording in person, which is awesome. So to give her different perspective and just kind of give more, different perspective.
Yeah, what you don't see is our body language and our nods and, like, our facial expressions, which you're really missing out on. And my husband is also in this room, Brian, who is featured on another podcast.
He was on episode 8.
Yes, episode 8, and he is over here making silly faces. So if we seem a little off kilter, that's why. He's doing this on purpose.
Yeah, and then also with the Sober October, I'm drinking too, just to to celebrate since last week. But yeah.
It's Halloween tomorrow, so we have to be drinking tonight on All Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve, yeah. So yeah, speaking of Halloween, we had actually at my work we had a celebration at Wilson in regards to Halloween, the holiday. So we had some sweet treats and some candy and some good stuff and a costume contest as well. So I entered the costume contest. I dressed up I built with hands, not just bought from Amazon.com, an iPad. I made an iPad crafted of like poster board and wood and aluminum, and I had a USB cord.
It was so
as my tail. And that was made out of an old wire hose and lots of duct tape and paint, some sweat and tears, basically. The thing was probably like 10 to 15 pounds of weight, not ounces weight, so it's not your typical iPad. But I entered the contest. Unfortunately, I didn't walk away with hardware or anything, but yeah, it was a good time. It was really fun. I made some different apps. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see I just posted a picture of my creation, basically. It's fun just to get an experience. It's nice that my work was able to help celebrate the holidays, because sometimes other corporations aren't big into having fun in the office. I don't know about yours, Amy, or if they have.
Yeah, we do have some fun. I love where I work, and I love the people I work with. Every first Friday of the month, we have a little happy hour thing at our office, and we have drinks and snacks and listen to music. And we also, this past season, I guess, started a bowling league. So every Tuesday night we go bowling, and we're not the best team in the league yet, but we're getting better and better each week. So that's really exciting, and I'm really enjoying being a part of that.
That's really cool. Do you bowl like in the city, or do you guys take like public transportation to?
So shout out Lucky Strike over on Illinois Street. It's also at the movie theater. So if anyone wants to take somebody on a date, that's a great place to do it. Because you have bowling, you have a restaurant, you have drinks, you have movies, all under the same roof. And it would be an expensive date, but it'd be an awesome date.
Yeah, I might take some notes from there. I actually used to live over close to walking distance to Lucky Strike in Streeterville. So I used to walk by there every other day, basically, depending on what route I took home on my walk.
It's a nice bowling alley. Like, it doesn't smell like cigarettes. Like, it's, like, nice. So, I would highly recommend, if you have a special someone you want to drop $100 on.
Yeah,
take them there.
Yeah, wintertime, you want to be inside, but you want to do stuff that's kind of, like, interactive. So, like, bowling, watching a movie, getting a bite to eat, maybe a drink or two. That's perfect. So, very well said. Yeah, bowling, that's awesome. I need to get back in the game. I don't even recall what my highest score was. I think it was like 148 or 152 or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
But my last high score was from on a date.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a good bowler. Our score is like, no, one person on our team's broke 100. Like, we're all kind of under that 100 level.
Yeah, I'm the usual, like, I'd say I always try to, my goal is to break like 100, like every time I go out. I'd say I average probably like 100 to up to like 120, 121 at the most, but like, yeah, that freak one that was like 150 something, like, yeah, that was definitely, that's my highest score, probably gonna be my highest score for a while.
Wow.
I don't bowl very often just for like social stuff, or it's a really good thing to do in a group setting, or if you're out of the office. And again, too, in the winter, I don't bowl during the summer because I try to be outside all the time and get my tan on.
Tan is very important.
Vitamin D.
Yes.
Yeah. I like being outside. Like today, I'm training for my marathon in December, so I went on a run today during lunch, and it was kind of brutal out there with the rain, but I just wanted to go outside.
That's a great quality, especially in this weather, because this weather sucks.
Yeah. The weather really sucks. So I'm hoping for sun this weekend so I can go on my long run. Hopefully Saturday or Sunday.
I don't know if we're going to get it. We're supposed to go to see Brian's second cousin is coming up to the Chicago area for a traveling lacrosse game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's 10, and she's on the traveling lacrosse team, which is a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to make signs and go out to Schaumburg and, like, support her and see her mom and her sister and just show face. The little girls love Brian.
Mm-hmm.
They're just...
all over.
They love making Brian do uncomfortable physical things like cartwheels and splits. Brian's actually surprisingly good at cartwheels. For like a 6'3" man, you would never think he could do a decent cartwheel. He's actually quite talented. Splits, not so much. He lacks on the splits.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to stretch out more.
Kind of figured.
Poor Brian.
Is the lacrosse game, is that outside? I'm assuming? Oh, wow.
Yeah, these poor little girls, they're not going to have a fun time. So, we'll still have a fun time cheering them on in all of our warm gear.
Yeah, it's like get some coffee, hot chocolate, something to warm you up. Mm-hmm. Those Hot Pockets. I did a marathon this past weekend, and I wore those Hot Pocket hand warmers in my gloves the whole time just so I could stay warm and like run at the same time. I give kudos to their lacrosse team. That's really crazy. I used to remember playing soccer like high school or grade school out in the ridiculous weather conditions.
Not fun.
Not fun at all. Mm-mm. Like freezing your butt off. There's like frost on the bus or on the grass.
I remember cheerleading. I was a cheerleader. And so we always, like football games towards the end of the season, you'd have really cold ones. Mm-hmm. And then basketball season, I really don't feel cold in my legs anymore if I'm wearing cheerleading skirts. Mm-hmm. Like from school to the games, like away games. Mm-hmm. Like I just don't feel it. Which is a great quality. Yeah. Except for if you're getting frostbite, then it's not such a good quality. But thankfully I haven't got that yet. So
that's good. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
Do you have any like crazy or stories to tell from your cheerleading or other activities like in crazy weather conditions?
Well, I did get dropped once pretty bad in cheerleading. So I'm little. I was the flyer, which flyer is the person that they throw in the air, put up in the air, hold on to up in the air. And I was doing a kind of elaborate dismount where you twist on your way down and you're supposed to get caught by the people who are holding you up in the air. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the people who are holding you up in the air miscommunicated, and one threw harder than the other one, and I fell right on my tailbone. And I lost peripheral vision for 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So I could see straight ahead, but not like
on the sides.
On the sides. Anyway, I never went to the doctor. I think I had a concussion. Anyone who's a doctor who's listening could probably be like, oh, that's not good. But I'm fine. Mm-hmm. My memory's still good. So I don't think it hurt me that much. Mm-hmm. So that's probably my craziest cheerleading story, I would say.
Do you still follow like cheerleading or still in contact with anyone from?
So my best friend was on the cheerleading squad with me.
Okay.
So we don't talk about it a lot, but.
Or do you still go to like cheerleading events or at your past school or?
No, not really. I don't think they're very good. Mm. I mean, we weren't great when I was there, and I don't think they got any better. So. I don't really go do that, but I mean we were passable. We went to state, but like
that's pretty big. Going to state, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was really cool for us our senior year, going to state. But I don't know. I shouldn't say if they're good or not. Like I really don't know. I haven't been to a game. I should get more involved. When we do have kids, finally, once I get over my dislike of not drinking and, accept that I can't have cheese for 9 months or lunch meat or anything fun in the entire world and have children, I am going to be such a cheer mom. Because I think I'll be really invested if it's like my own child.
Yeah, I think so too. If you have like someone, if it's like your own children or actually someone that's like a relative or a really close friend, like cheering them on and other things, like I feel like I'm committed to, or I'm very supportive of others that are close friends of mine.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard for me to just go and be super excited about it right now.
Mm-hmm. It's great to see like people accomplish things too, like outside of what you do. Mm-hmm.
Very true. What you can't see in the podcast right now is Brian, my husband, making faces at us and being super distracting, and he's about to be banished to the bedroom. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. So, transitioning from cheerleading, how about we talk a little bit, I mean, I would say maybe every episode or every other episode talk about a little bit of tennis.
Oh.
In your experience with tennis so far.
Wow. My experience with tennis has been a bit limited. Brian, my husband, I've said that like 20 times. Brian is my husband, in case anyone was wondering.
Brian Ruehlmann, let's clarify this. Brian Ruehlmann on episode 8, he married Amy, who's on my episode 14 today. Yay!
Woo! Woo, woo. Yeah, so he got me a pink tennis racket for some holiday. I can't remember if it was my birthday or Christmas or something. And then he took me to the Wheaton tennis courts area and made me play with him. But he was really mean with me when he played. Like, he hit it really hard at me.
Oh my god!
And I was terrified. I don't have great hand-eye coordination, which is why I did cheerleading and why I did track, because I have no hand-eye coordination, basically. And he made me play with him, and I was terrified. I literally stood there with the racket shielding my face the whole time, and it was a miserable experience, and I told him I would never play with him again.
Oh man, hopefully the never turns into sometime, hopefully you'll go back into tennis maybe next summer. I mean, it's like crappy outside now, but next year you get out.
I need to find some 80 or 90-year-old to play with me.
Yeah, or
I can't do the
I used to teach tennis. I'm a better instructor than most people out there. I used to coach too.
I would play with you, Kelly. I feel like you'd be nice. You would
super positive and energetic, and I help people of all skill levels and ages. I promote very positive vibes and sportsmanship.
Okay, I would go with you.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with you if we left Brian at home.
Good choice. Definitely, I think when I just started learning tennis, I did like a Park and Rec program, and to be honest, like when you're learning a new skill or sport, like it's a lot of it falls on the instructor or whoever's teaching you out there, because they kind of like oversee or lead the direction on that lesson or learning that new skill set. So if you have like a crappy instructor or someone that's teaching you, like it makes it kind of tough for you to have a good experience with it.
So true. And it was right before our wedding too. I was really scared I was going to get hit in the face and break my nose.
Yeah, so yeah, lots of high tension. So it's definitely a high tension atmosphere going on. So I would encourage you guys to go out another time.
I'll go out with you. I'm not going with Brian again.
I usually have a good time on the tennis court.
I'll go with Kelly. We can go have drinks beforehand.
Perfect.
That'll loosen me up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. I've done that before. Yeah, I have a few stories. I'd say lots of different stories in regards to playing tennis and having a drink or two before or during or after.
Or all the above.
Or all the above. Yeah, I've done. Have I done all three at once? I think so.
Surely.
Surely
it was a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember always having a good time. I haven't had a bad experience, or having like I think when I did that, I never got like hit or injured or anything. So
that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Important. A good time.
Stay healthy and have a good time, and then do it again. Just repeat. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Recipe for success.
Yes. Success is the best.
Mm-hmm. So outside work and playing tennis a little bit and cheerleading, like what else do you like to do in the city or outside the city too?
Well, I like going out with my friends. I have a really good friend group here in the city. I like hanging out with my husband. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's cool-ish. Likes to give me a hard time. We are into this show on Netflix right now called Money Heist.
Okay.
It's actually really good.
Yeah, what's it about? Yeah.
It's like a money heist. So it's a Spanish, I think, TV series. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't like when shows actors' mouths move differently than the words, you wouldn't like this because it's in Spanish. Ooh. And then it's an English dub over. Mm-hmm. But it's super interesting. It's about this really, really smart gentleman who's planned a heist of the Spanish mint. and it's very elaborate, and you kind of see these characters, and there's awesome character development between the heisters and the man who's planned this for his whole life, basically. It's super interesting and very action-packed and perfect amount of sleaziness. It's a great, great TV show. So we're really into that. That's pretty much all I do. I cook. I like cooking a lot. I cook every single night. We don't go out to eat ever.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we are trying to save money. River North's not exactly the cheapest area to live in the whole wide world. So initially it was to save money, and now it's kind of something I enjoy.
Like a hobby. Yeah, for those of you listeners outside the Chicago area, so in Chicago we have multiple different areas in the city. River North is one of the hot spots, basically. I don't live in River North, but I frequent there very often. Very great scene, very great area. But when you're downtown or in a big, big, big city, you pay a little bit more. But it's definitely convenience, location, like great experience, you name it, basically. So what brought you into cooking? Did you used to cook when you're at home? Did you get like an influence from like your parents or other like siblings, relatives, etc.?
So my mom is an awesome cook. She cooks everything with butter and wine.
Ooh. So
it's not a healthy food system that we have going on, especially when I'm using my mom's recipes. But it's something that seems to come somewhat naturally from having watched her in the kitchen for my whole life. When my mom and I, when I got to be like 18, 19, 20, I would sit in the kitchen and keep her company, and we'd drink a bottle of wine and make dinner. And so just sitting there and watching what she was doing, even though she wasn't telling me what she was doing, it just, like, watch and learn, I guess. So that's kind of a fun way for me to feel like I'm at home, closer to home. And when I say home, I mean Champaign, Illinois, where I grew up, and still be in the city and make something that my husband likes. He's tall and skinny, my husband. I try to feed him. He doesn't. I eat more than him a lot of times. I have a fast metabolism, but
that's great to have a fast metabolism, though.
Genetics.
There's some perks. Genetics.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. I have a built metabolism from running and doing other stuff, being super active. Yeah. Worked for it. Hashtag worked for it. Hard work. Work hard, play hard. Yeah.
That's a good hashtag. I like that one.
Do you have any like go-to recipes or no? Or I'm assuming since you've been observing your mom or just been in the kitchen with your mom for how many years, do you know like recipes off the top of your head? Like you could make something right away.
Right. Yeah, I do. There are some. Some I don't make often, sadly, because Brian's a really picky eater. So you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, he's super picky. He doesn't like ketchup. He doesn't like onions. He doesn't like mustard. He doesn't like anything that has some spice to it. There are so many things. Tuna. He doesn't like tuna.
Oh, okay. I used to eat tuna. I'm a vegetarian now, but
okay.
Yeah, tuna, it's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that my husband won't eat. So he told me recently, he goes, you need to cut back on the onions. But I love onions. I cook everything with onions. It adds so much flavor and moisture. It makes a dish. So he told me recently I need to stop doing that. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to cut them up really little so he doesn't see them. Because I don't think he really knows what they taste like. So I think if I just cut them really little, he won't know that they're there.
I agree.
We'll see. Yeah. Check back later.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
He knows of this plan now since he's sitting here. So maybe he'll be more
or
observant.
Do you have different cuisines or like your background? Do you have like different dishes?
Not particularly, sadly. I know Brian is not a huge guy when it comes to Asian food or Thai food or anything that has too much flavor. So we pretty much stick to Mexican cuisine, Italian cuisine, and your traditional American fare.
Okay.
Which, there's a lot of great dishes in there. I mean, I think my favorite cuisine would be Mexican cuisine. So I really love queso. And there's a lot of cheese bases in Mexican dishes that I really enjoy. Italian, I would say, is my husband's favorite. He loves pasta. The man will eat plain pasta literally plain pasta with nothing on it.
Just like butter or something?
No, nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Pepper?
No. He will eat plain pasta and like it. So, yeah, he's a real big fan of Italian food.
Interesting.
He's a plain eater. He has a delicate palate. So, aka he's a picky eater.
Yeah, there's some people out there that are just super picky or they don't want to try new things. So,
right.
I guess whatever works with where it makes you feel good, I guess.
Yeah, it's whatever makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true. Although I think sometimes it's good to go out of your comfort zone and try new things every once in a while because your palate does change as you get older.
I would agree too. I eat some stuff I did not used to eat when I was younger. It just changes over time and introduced to different things, exposed to different. If you travel, I travel more than I used to when I was a kid. So yeah, you have new experiences all over the place.
Definitely, and I think sometimes we're, how we grew up, we're so lucky to be fed what we want to eat. But if you're in a situation where you don't think you like anything there and you're hungry, you eat what's there and you find out, hey, this isn't so bad.
Yeah.
Or you're just so hungry that you're like, okay, I'll eat it. So I think that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just kind of, you're outside your comfort zone. And we said this on previous episodes, not just for like food-related topics, but just in general. If you're in a new area or you're exposed to different things, you get to try new stuff. And it's like I wouldn't say a challenge, but a unique experience you're exposed to. And
it's a blessing.
Sometimes, just timing is right. And good things happen some things happen for a reason. And it could be good.
Usually it's good.
Yeah, I'd say usually it's good. I'm trying to think. I mean, I could probably pinpoint tons of different things out there that I've tried recently that's just something different. I grew up a meat-based family, and then I turned vegetarian in September 2016, so I've been vegetarian for just over 3 years. And basically, shout out to Sneha out there. She was supposed to be, we were planning to be roommates. She was a vegetarian at the time, so I converted to make our living situation easier. Long story short, she ended up not being roommates with me. I continued the vegetarian life. I still am a vegetarian. And things are going well. I feel like I have a little bit more energy. My lifestyle's a little bit better. My background, my mom's side of the family, like cardiovascular, more prone to that kind of stuff. So like health-related things, I'm proactive in regards to that. And then on top of it, like I can maintain this vegetarian lifestyle, and it hasn't been hurting me for the most part. But I mean, down the road, when I have a family, things could change. So depending on pregnant and helping out the kids, et cetera, et cetera. So
life is ever changing.
Things
ebb and flow with life.
I feel like I think it depends too on what you eat or what you do. It depends on timing, just where you're at and the situation you're in.
So true. I could have gotten married when I was like 22. I was ready. Somebody else wasn't ready. So we waited till I was 24. But, it's totally, and you see people that get married, when they're 18 and they have like 50-year-long marriages, and you see people who get married when they're 40 and they like get married for 3 months and then they call it quits. So I just feel like everything, whole life depends on who you are as a person and what works best for you.
I think so too. It's just like everyone's different lifestyles or where you're at basically. Like you mentioned too, Amy, like I've had friends or people I've known from high school that they just get married right away, or they have kids when they're in high school or just right after high school, and then just like kind of life changes depending on where they're at.
It makes a big difference. I can't imagine having a kid right now. It would be so different. We're like definitely enjoying our newlywed phase.
Yeah. I'm excited to have, I actually got the opportunity to have both sides of a newlywed couple on my podcast. So, like I've asked Brian on the podcast, how's the newlywed life going? Any, like roadblocks, challenges, successes, anything you'd like to share recently or since February?
It's going really well. we definitely have our duties divided up in the household, which I feel like is really important and feeling like you're being supported. Challenges. This morning I woke up and went into the kitchen I always wake up before him because he doesn't have like a set time to be at work and I have a set time. So I was in the kitchen putting together my lunch and I look over and there's all the dishes there and they've been there since Monday. I was like, oh my gosh, we have people coming over tonight. Kelly was coming over and so I was like, all right, I'm just going to do the dishes. I'm not going to bitch. I'm just going to
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'm just going to do the dishes. So I did them. And then I very passive-aggressively, as I was leaving, said, I did the dishes, love you, bye. Like, didn't, like, do, which is not probably good. No, like, and I admit, that probably wasn't the best married thing to do. But on his note, it wasn't the best married thing to leave the dishes for 3 days when he knew we were having company over. So, that's just a challenge of being married, I guess. And we never fought really when we were dating. We had five fights, and 4 of the 5 fights I think were with, like drinking situations. But we're thriving. He's a good husband, good housekeeper. He's thoughtful. He could bring me flowers more.
Good lifelong partner.
Good lifelong partner. He really is.
Hashtag goals.
I don't know.
Hashtag goals. Relationship goals, maybe? Or
I don't know about that.
For any of those single listeners out there, yeah.
Well,
definitely example of a great newlywed couple.
Yeah. I knew I wanted to marry him very early on, though. He plays piano. And so he had me over to his apartment. I was under 21, so he bought me a bottle of wine. So I couldn't buy it myself. But I came over there and he like liquored me up and played piano for me and I was like dancing and I was like twirling around and I looked at the piano where he was playing and I was just like, it was like a light bulb. It was like, bing, that's the one. So it was his journey to figuring out I was the one was a little bit longer. But
like hearing all different like relationship stories on here, and everyone like we mentioned before, everyone's living situations are different or where they're at in their life, whether they're in a relationship, they're married, they're still single, etc. But we love to hear success stories, and this is one of them. So like I said before, glad to have you on this podcast. Daily grind, what's up and coming in Amy's schedule?
So I mentioned we have that lacrosse tournament that we're going to for Brian's second cousin. And next week, we really don't have too much going on. We're pretty boring. We'll go grocery shopping tomorrow on Halloween night.
Oh, nice.
Try to beat the rush.
Yeah.
And the following weekend, I think we're planning to chill at home. We were thinking about going to visit some friends in Minnesota. But it's getting cold. It's going to be colder up there. So we decided against that plan. Yeah, that's pretty much what we have going on. My tax deadlines are done at work, so.
Nice! Woo woo!
Quieter, which is nice.
Yeah, you and Brian have been traveling a lot, or I feel like you do a lot of like road trips or like mini trips.
Yeah, we definitely do. We like being in the car together. We have a couple of stuffed animals, pillow pets, that really make our trip special. We'll like have them dancing, passing cars. So if there's a wreck anywhere we're traveling, chances are we probably caused that wreck from our dancing plushies.
From the dancing plushies.
Yeah, but it just like is a way for us to kind of bond. And one of our plushies you should have on the podcast, her name's Puff.
Puff.
Yeah, Juanita Puff Ruehlmann. She was my first gift that he ever gave me. When I turned 21, he got me this pig pillow pet. So I know you've like been in our apartment, you've seen all the pigs. That's because Brian got me Puff, who is a pink pig pillow pet, and he got me that because I used to draw little pigs in my notebook in class. That's how we met. We had a class together, and they made us switch partners halfway through the semester, and he was partners with another good-looking guy, and so I went over there and said, who wants to be my partner? And he said that he would do it, And then we just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And I thought he was really dumb initially because he was writing really simply. Like, he wasn't using big words or anything. And I was like, we're going to fail this assignment. Like, I like him. He's a nice guy. He's cute, but he's dumb. And come to find out, the way he wrote, our teacher liked way more. Mm-hmm. And he's not dumb. He's way smarter than I am. So first impressions aren't always right. Mm-hmm. And
make some notes, listeners out there.
So it's important to give people a chance if you have a connection, even what your initial thoughts may be. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he got me Puff, and Puff was in our wedding, actually.
Oh, really? I didn't even know.
Yeah, our pig pillow pet plushie Puff. She walked the rings down the aisle, much to the dismay of his parents. His parents think our obsession with Puff is a little bizarre.
And no, that makes your story. But to be honest, I was sitting in the back. I was with some of Brian and our coworkers, and they chose the back end of the church seat, so I probably couldn't tell from the front, to be honest.
Yep, so that his first gift awesome. To me ever walked our rings down the aisle.
I like it.
And Puff has, like, a voice. Like, sometimes, like, when it's hard to say something, we'll, like, have Puff say it. Mm-hmm. Be like, Daddy, I think you're being really mean right now. Like, things like that. You know, it makes it easier to communicate, to have, like, kind of a conduit.
Yeah, I like it. And it's plush, and it's, like, fluffy, and it's, like, something that's, like, comfortable, too. And it's, like, built into your story, which is great.
And it's good for someone like him who's not, like, used to sharing his feelings a lot. Mm-hmm. So he can be like, you know, Mommy made me feel bad, or, like, something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's important to us.
I like it.
Or was this going?
I don't have a what is it called? A pillow pet? I do not have a pillow pet yet, but who knows? Down the road, maybe I will have one with someone else. We'll see. Mm-hmm.
I think they're great. We have 8.
Well, you have like a family, or you have like 2 families.
So I had a pillow pet to begin with. My best friends in high school got me Henry the monkey. Mm-hmm. Brian's like family got him Benji the bear.
Oh, okay.
And then every year that we've been dating, Brian's got me more pillow pets.
Oh, wow. I like it.
Or more than every year. We've got a lot.
You have a lot. But they're like, you can use them as a pillow, you can use them for, they're multi-purpose.
They're multi-purpose for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we enjoy it.
Yeah, that's great. I'm Kelly's Daily Grind. So I just came back from the half marathon this past weekend. I have a lower key weekend, doing a long run. I'm going to try to stay in touch with people in the city of Chicago. Try to do yoga once a week, like I mentioned before on a previous podcast, to stay flexible and like just to help promote stretching since I'm training for that marathon. Halloween was pretty big this past weekend. We had the Halloween weekend. So yeah, just kind of per usual, being ready for the crazy weather to yet to come. We're supposed to have snow, like Amy mentioned. It's starting tomorrow, or we already had snow already, but more to come basically. So stay warm out there, anyone in a cooler climate. Amy, do you have a word of the day to provide to our listeners? Something to motivate them.
Something to motivate them. Mm-hmm. My motivation is a little more than a word. It's a few words.
Big ideas lead to big things.
No, Brian, that's not it. That was Brian. No, I would say it's a saying that one of my track teammates told me when I was a freshman in high school. It's pain is weakness leaving the body. So if what you're doing right now, you're struggling, just like think, your pain is your weakness, and, you can do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can conquer or go surpass that weakness, make adjustments, don't fall back on the setbacks, but keep to it, stay strong.
Hashtag just do it.
Hashtag just do it. Lots of hashtags we mentioned throughout the podcast. Amy, too. Also, how about our listeners out there that if they want to reach out to you, if they have questions, comments, how can they go about doing that?
So I have an Instagram that I check regularly. The handle is AFREP94, and that stands for Amy Francine Reinhardt Extraordinaire Perfecto 94.
Very nice. We'll include that in the show notes for today's episode. Thanks again, Amy, for being our episode. When it comes to sharing my story on the Daily Grind, our website is www.kjfwi.org/thedailygrind-aid. Listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. Give us, rate, and review us. That'd be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, question, comments, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. Handle is @KellyJLefty. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. On to the Daily Grind. Have a great day.